Hey, what's up, everybody? XRP almost $2. Can you say that again? $2. I can't believe how fast this thing is going, except we totally can because at the end of the day, this is how XRP rolls. Slow, sideways, torture, torture, and then boom, relief. An explosive relief. The reason why is because XRP is one of those coins that has been completely artificially suppressed. And at the end of the day, as soon as the SEC got involved, you know, Ethereum, was in that number two spot, but it was also XRP in that number two spot, right? But then something interesting happened. And that is this right here, right? Remember, it's all about the level playing field. Check this clip out real quick.
Before the SEC got involved in the crypto markets, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset, ahead of ETH. What's affecting the price of XRP has been the SEC. And then the SEC got involved and said, hey, we think ETH is probably okay, and ETH went up. And then they sued Ripple, and XRP went down. This is not how our government is supposed to work. We're supposed to have a level playing field and have equal opportunity. We shouldn't have our government picking winners and losers in this regard. We think in the long run will prevail, and that'll sort itself out. But for now, it's frustrating for the community, and I like the way you characterized it, for the XRP family.
There you go, guys. There you go. Basically, he said it will sort itself out, and that's exactly what we see today. It is sorting itself out. And remember, XRP was in that number two spot. And then the SEC got involved, and then people, corruption, the Hinman speech, all that stuff, they wanted to prop up Ethereum, but they knew XRP was a threat. Because here's the thing, having that number two spot gives you bragging rights, it gives you validation, right? And Ethereum wanted that number two spot, right? But they had a pesky little pest in the way, which was Ripple XRP. So Ethereum, right? And there's a movie coming out. It's called Rigged, right? And you can buy it today. I think it's coming out. I think it's out now. I'm not sure, but it goes all through this type of stuff, and it's really really interesting how this is all playing out. But essentially, it's about having a level playing field, and XRP has not had a level playing field. So we've had artificial suppression, and now we can see it letting loose, right? We're starting to see the tables turn here. So I believe XRP has the complete potential to take the number two spot this market cycle, because we don't have the corruption at the SEC. I mean, honestly, they're still there, but the new administration hopefully will fix it very, very fast. And at the end of the day, the people who were at the SEC were involved with Ethereum. So it was corruption all day long, right? And again, XRP didn't have that sort of level playing field that Ethereum had. And basically, we see this entire time for 7 years, guys. This went sideways for 7 years, right? While Ethereum went on a bull run, Bitcoin went on a bull run, XRP got slammed down. But actually, in hindsight, I'm glad it all happened. I'm glad it happened the way it happened. Why? Because without the corruption, we would have never seen such a beautiful big base, right? This thing has gone sideways for 7 years. Look what happened the last time it went sideways. Sideways, sideways, sideways. You had a massive explosion. That's exactly what's happening today, just on a much bigger scale. It's twice as big as before, right? And this time we actually have a pro crypto administration. We're going to getting regulations. We're going to get an XRP ETF approved. That's going to accelerate the ammunition for XRP to go much, much higher. We're also going to see a Ripple IPO probably soon, right? But a Ripple is not going to IPO unless their XRP price is sky high. And when is a better time to IPO to get the best valuation for your company when XRP's down in the dumps or when it's flying high, right? So maybe even in the number 2 spot, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we've been talking about this forever, right? For a long time in here, we've been talking about this. Even before my channel, I've been talking about this for even longer than that. So essentially, this did not get to go on a bull run. It was only a retracement. Doge went up, Bitcoin, Solana. I mean, everything went up, 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 up. XRP did not. That means it's a bull run behind. Okay? It's one bull run behind. So all of the other coins, for example, this is all the other coins right here. So they go up, then they have their bear market, and then they have their retracement. Now they're like right here. Okay? Bitcoin's way up here. Ethereum's about right there. But look at XRP. It still has, and people say, "Oh, I'm late. I'm late to the party." And even veterans say, "Oh, it's too late. You missed it." No, XRP is still a baby. It still hasn't even broken out of its range yet. It still hasn't even completely just turned the crypto space upside down, because at the end of the day, again, this has not broken out yet, right? So, and not only that, but like I just drew here, right? Most of the coins are here. So XRP has a long way just to catch back up with the rest of the market. You know what I mean? So I think, like I've said, anything under $1 is a steal. Anything under $2 is a good buy. Anything under the all-time high is great. But after that, I probably wouldn't be buying anymore, because at the end of the day, we need dumb money to pump the market, right? We need dumb money to pump our bags. I mean, it's sad, but that's just the way it is. And that's why I tried to get the message out. And when everybody was talking crap, even the XRP guys who have XRP Twitter handle names, they were giving up. They were selling. They were, throwing in the towel. And I would come on here every day and talk about how beautiful this was. And a lot of people could see it, but a lot of people didn't see it, right? And what I mean by that is what this structure is. A lot of people look at this, oh, it's trash, it's garbage, Remember that Alessio guy and his little Brit boy friend? They were like, oh, it's rubbish, it's garbage, it's no good. Don't invest in XRP. It's going to go down. You're going to lose all your money. And I'm sitting here like, dude, what are you talking about? It's like the best thing in the world. By the way, I just put a Theta video out. If you're interested in Theta, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, it's great. Theta just completely smashed $3. Or it smashed $2. It's right at $3 now. So it's looking really, really good. So I was dead on with XRP. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be dead on with Theta. So, but again, not financial advice. I could be wrong, but so far we haven't been wrong at all. At least not in the macro sense. So, a lot of people looked at this as complete rubbish, as they didn't understand what it was. And basically, there's many things going on here. Number one, you could look at it as a triangle, right? A, B, C, D, E. Right? You got 3 down, you got 3 up, you got 3 back down, you got 3 back up, then you got 3 back down, right? So you have a contracting triangle. If that wasn't enough to convince you, then here's another argument, which is what? Which is a carbon copy of what happened before, right? So if you look at what happened before, you can totally see rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, liquidity grab, box 1, box 2, breakout. Same thing, rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, liquidity grab, right? Box 1, box 2, and now we're seeing the breakout. It's literally the same thing. So that's 2 in your face type of messages that I've been explaining every day on my channel forever, for the last year. And so, that's why I say, hit the subscribe button, get the message out. The more people we can save from inflation, the more people we can save, the better it's going to be at the end of the day. But again, it's not advice. I'm not, this is not advice. This is just check this out, do your own research, and come up with your own conclusion here. Because to me, it's clear as day what's going on here. And that is countries ditching the dollar, they're dumping U.S. treasuries, they're buying gold, crypto is ripping, Bitcoin's almost at $100,000, XRP being artificially suppressed. I mean, there's just so many things on the wall that's saying, it's a clear winner, right? So, that's number 2. And then if that wasn't enough, if we zoom in even closer, right, what else could we see? Well, we just talked about the rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, right? That's another thing. But another thing as well is you could see what? The W pattern playing out. This is a beautiful W pattern. And if you look at, for example, Ethereum or even Total 3 back in the day, you can see something very similar, except the difference is one is much bigger than the other one. The XRP is way bigger, right? So you can see we have this beautiful W pattern, and that exploded to the upside. That's exactly what I believe is happening here. So when people say, "Oh, I missed it," no, you didn't. You didn't miss anything. I mean, you missed something, but you got still so much more to go here. So you know what I mean? If you want to be part of history, then look no further. You know what I mean? So I think, that's another thing. So that's number 3 or 4 reasons in your face of, XRP is the one you want. It's the reason why it's my biggest holding, right? It's been my biggest holding since even back over here, right? Back in 2017, Bitcoin was my biggest holding. And XRP was the next cycle, but XRP didn't explode, right? So I didn't get a chance to sell. I didn't sell any of my XRP from last cycle, which means I have twice the amount that I should have, which means it's going to be even that much more cool. So we have the W pattern, looks beautiful, same thing that's going on here. All right, and another thing too is you can see just how big, obviously how big the base is, right? That's a massive sideways base. But if you look at where we're at now, you can see a massive cup and handle. So this is a massive cup and handle pattern, right? So this is just another reason, you know what I mean? So how many reasons is that now? So at the end of the day too, we can see we are essentially cupping into the resistance, resistance. Now, when we were down here, we didn't know that that was going to happen, but we did know. And the way we figured this out is by examining what this was. Remember this area right in here? So again, most people couldn't figure it out, but at the end of the day, I'm going to explain exactly what we see here. So if we look closely, and I'm probably going to do this on, let's go to the daily chart. And, a lot of people got it right. So I'm not going to say they didn't. But a lot of people looked at this and they gave up because they saw nothing. They saw torture, right? And it was very difficult to gauge, especially when the thing's not complete, right? So if you look at it from this perspective, it's a little bit challenging, right? But at the end of the day, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 waves up, all right? And then we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 waves down. So to me, that is clear as day what that is, which is a 1, 2, right? And there's other ways we can look at this, and I'll explain it in just a minute. And then after that, we had this wave here, which was the total in your face situation, because right in here was I was coming on every day explaining what this is and how this is going to transpire. And what it was, if we look closely, right? Let me zoom in a little bit more. was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We had a wave 1, and then we flagged out for a wave 2, right? So if you couldn't identify that, most people didn't see it as a flag because of this move and this move. But even more than that, it was actually more bullish than the flag. Why? Because what we have here is a 1, and then it came back 2, and then it went up 1, and then we had 2 down, right? So it was a 1, 2, 1, 2 inside of a bull flag. That's as bullish as you can get, right? Because when we printed this second one in this three-way pullback, after that three-way pullback, I was saying, man, that is so beautiful. That is the most beautiful three-way pullback I've ever seen. Now from there, it seemed like let's go, and we went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then we had that big dump, right? So that's something that threw us a little bit of a curveball, but it made sense after you re-examine it, because now you could say that this was a flat 1, right? And then you have boom, boom, boom. So 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. So boom, boom, boom. So that's your 3-wave move. So wave 1, 3-way pullback, right? And then explosion afterwards. So that is a lot of different ways you can look at it bullishly. So another way you can look at it bullishly is we have 3 up, 3 down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So that's A, B, C. Okay, so we'll say A. And then we had 1, 2, 3. So that was a 3-wave down. So that was a B. So anytime you have 3 up and 3 down, you should expect 5 up, or 3 up at the least, right? So we got it. We had that first impulse. We flagged out, and basically any day now we were going to get that explosion, and sure enough, we got something magnificent. So now what? Now what do we see here? Well, if you look at theta, for example, by the way, theta's pumping really nicely. Look at that, $3 basically. We had 3 up, and then we had 3 down, and that took a couple months, okay? And then what do we see? We see an explosion to the upside. So all of this was very short. But when you look at XRP, the reason why it deceived so many people is because it took a very long time. And when the ocean is big, you get lost in it, right? So that was, the 3 up, 3 down. This was 1, 2, 3 up, and then we had 3 down. This 3-wave move down took 1 year. This whole move, this 3-way pullback took 1 year, okay? That was a long time. And then this one also took a year or so, right? Yeah, that took years. So this was 1 year. This was 2 years. This took 2 years to get 3 up, 3 down. While theta, right, and not just theta, but many other coins, right, it only took a couple months, 3 up, 3 down. You know what I mean? So that's why I said this is going to be very, very big move when it explodes. Why is it going to be big? Because the structure is super big. Okay? This 3-wave move, right? We were flagging out here for a whole year, right? We move up, and then we're flagging out, and now we're just exploding. So now what? Well, now we can see very clearly we have a 1, 2, right? And this looks like the third. So we don't know where the third's going to end. It could be ending now. I think it's a good chance that it is ending now. It would make sense given how big it already is, right? It should have ended it should have ended at $1.50. But it's relentless, right? It got up to that $2 mark essentially. So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's get 4 and then 5. That's how I see it, right? We want to see a 5-wave move coming up in the not too distant future here. So if we look at the 2-day chart, right? And actually, so it could happen a couple of different ways. You could see how fast this went up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so everybody and their mother does this little bars pattern, but I don't do it for price. I'm doing it for structure. So from a structure perspective, right, we can see maybe some type of pullback. I'm going to have to make it smaller because there we go. Something like that, where we have a little bit of a pullback here, not too big, but essentially a wave 4. We should expect a wave 4 coming up fairly soon. So let me put the 3-day chart here so we can see from an Elliot wave perspective, right? We got 1, 2, all of this is 3, and maybe 3 is not even finished yet. We don't know until we look at the small time frames and until we get confirmation, right? But let's say the third ends somewhere up here, and then we get a wave 4, and then we go up and get that big mega wave 5, which could be anywhere between $8 to $10 to $15, really. So, no, it's not going to go to $100. I'm sorry. I wish it was. I'm right there with you. Realistically, how high could this go? I mean, the very, very, very extreme height that I can see this going is about $25, $27. But that's it. And I don't even think we can do that. I think it's more in the realm of $10 to $15. If we're lucky, we can get $20. If we're incredibly lucky, we can get $25. So, but more realistically, probably $8 to $10, somewhere around there. I mean, you just don't know. If there's an announcement that comes out, and they some big partnership, maybe there's multiple partnerships. We don't really know. But based off the price and the analysis, I know some people say, oh, the charts don't mean anything when you have all. Yes, they do. They mean a lot. So there's always a way you can read the chart. There's no chart that's not unreadable. Maybe I'm not the one to read it right, but all of them rely on technical analysis. Now, if there's a big sort of announcement that comes out, and let's say a partnership with somebody like maybe Amazon or some major central bank or who knows what it is, right? Something. How does the TA know that that's priced in? Well, it doesn't unless you have people front running. For example, like Bitcoin was running, right? And then an inflation narrative came out. And then that's when Bitcoin topped, and then that's when it came down. And they go, oh, see, inflation, Bitcoin didn't work out in inflation. No. Bitcoin was so smart that it actually front ran the inflation. So I hear these people, they're supposed to be really smart, like on Kitco and David Lynn. They have these guests on. And I'm just thinking to myself, these guys are not that smart. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. Because they're saying that inflation wasn't, or Bitcoin didn't survive inflation. And my response to that is, it totally did, right? If you look at Bitcoin here, you can see inflation narrative came out right there. But Bitcoin, it's called buy the rumor, sell the news, right? The rumor is inflation is coming. So the smart money knew it was coming. So they bought down in here. They knew inflation was coming. And then the price exploded to the upside. And then the inflation data came out, right? And then it came out. But by that time, we were at a $10,000 Bitcoin. Now we're at a $70,000, $65,000 Bitcoin, right? And then we crashed down to what, 17,000, 16,000, and then they come out and say, well, what happened to Bitcoin? It didn't help us inflation. Yes, it totally did. You didn't see it happen, right? This was the move according to the inflation, right? The reason why people don't get it is because the move happens before the actual event takes place. And that's what people don't understand, right? So if we translate that to XRP, right, we can see, let me go back to, let's look at we'll do the market cap. So if you look at XRP and we translate that, right now we smashed $100 billion in market cap. Okay, we're 1/10 of the way to $1 trillion, and we're very close to taking Solana's spot, which doesn't belong to Solana at all. So if we translate that to XRP, what do we see? We see a move occurring here. So once this move is finished, then we're going to get the narrative, right? Maybe it's a partnership with a big central bank. Maybe it's Chase. Maybe it's the Fed. Maybe it's something with Trump. Maybe it's something with Amazon. I mean, anything's possible. Maybe it's a combination. Maybe Ripple becomes a bank, right? I think eventually Ripple will become a bank. I have a suspicion. So it could be a lot of different things, right? We have the stable coin that's being released, right? We have Ripple ETF or the XRP ETF about to hopefully get approved soon, right? So there's already applications in, so we need it to be approved. And then from there, right?
Expert Jeremy Hogan suggests XRP ETF approval could arrive by mid-2025, signaling a turning point for Ripple's token. Bitwise has filed for an XRP ETF, highlighting growing institutional interest.
So there you go, right? The applications are in. It said mid-2025. I think it's going to be a lot sooner. I mean, why would it be mid-2025? I think it should be today. Like, honestly, like what's I mean, XRP is not a security. Like, what are they waiting for? Also, we have more ammunition, which is what? Which is the lawsuit, right? Remember the SEC filed an appeal. Well, guess what? What do you think is going to happen when they dismiss it or once it gets thrown out, right? You're going to see another price increase. So the goal here is to get the price as high as possible and then unload all the good news so that you can get that final push, right? But the majority of the move happens before the actual news comes out. And that is the grand deception of how smart money and dumb money works, right? It's people want timing, like, something happens and then they expect a reaction out of it. Well, sometimes, like with Bitcoin was moving up, 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 and nobody was talking about inflation except the people who were positioning themselves knowing that inflation was on the horizon. And then once inflation hit, it was already at the top of the market, right? So these people think, oh, well, it's supposed to go even higher. No, it already went a lot. It already went up like what, 3, 4, 500% or so. So, yeah, these guys need a little bit more learning to do or something, So anyways, all of that is a combination of something brewing very, very strongly here. So now what? Well, we have the weekly chart going to end. We have the 2-week chart about to end. We have the monthly chart about to end, right? So there's a lot of stuff going to happen soon, right? So here's the thing. In one day, or actually, let me go to the monthly real quick, because that's, okay, so the 2-month is good. Let me go to the monthly. Okay, so here's oh my God. So here's the big, 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 big grand finale. You ready? The monthly candle ends in 5 hours, okay? And history is going to be made because this is going to be the highest monthly close in XRP history, according to market cap, okay? Now, let's go to the price. Let me look at the price here. I think it's right there. That's Bitstamp. Okay, so Bitstamp. Okay, so the price is a little bit different, right? So if you look at the monthly chart, we are about to break and close above that retracement order block right there, or that swing high, right? So once we do that, in 5 hours, less by the time you watch this video, we would have done it. So all we have to do is close above $1.60 and boom, we broke out, right? It'll be the highest monthly close in 7 years. Okay? That is a monumental achievement. This is the biggest news of all time for XRP right now, today. And I don't know if many people are even talking about it. I don't know why. I mean, this is huge. Big deal, right? So, digital asset investor, they got some good people on. But honestly, I'd love to interview him or vice versa, and we can just have a conversation because I can tell him things. I mean, I'm sure he could tell me things too. I believe, and also Brad Kine from Digital Perspective, those two guys are legends because they really, in essence, kind of woke me up in a way. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff from them. Hopefully, maybe one day they can learn some stuff from me. Now they got good analysts on there from time to time, but I think I give a different approach to it. And for me, it's all about the big picture, right? And the big picture is painting a clear picture, right? So we got that all out of the way. The monthly candle is about to close its highest monthly candle in 7 years. I just love saying that. So here's the thing. When you look at the price, right, we put that over here. What we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is have a monthly candle that closes above the all-time high. That's the next goal. Once this goal is complete, which is going to be complete today, the next goal is to break above this high. I mean, that would be amazing if we can do that today. I mean, we would have to jump up another, 15 cents or so for that to happen. I'm not sure how likely that is, considering how much it already went up, but it is what it is. But what is really cool, and what I didn't even realize, is the market cap. Sometimes these are much more appropriate to look at, because when you look at, for example, Bitcoin and Ethereum, the last bull cycle, the market cap hit a 4.236, but the price did not. People don't understand the difference between stocks and crypto. I'm pretty sure crypto has inflation. Bitcoin has inflation. XRP has inflation. A lot of these coins have inflation. So it's appropriate to look at the market cap more so than the actual price. Because if you look at the market cap, we are about to make history. This is going to be the highest monthly close in XRP history. This is going to be the highest monthly close in XRP. That's a huge deal, right? So the previous time, and honestly, I didn't even see this here. The highest monthly close in XRP history is $77 billion. So we're about to smash that record by $30 billion, okay? And remember, $30 billion is actually where we were over here, right? So we basically quadrupled, or, I think this is going to be the biggest monthly close in XRP history, obviously. But here's the thing. What happens after it closes? That's the big thing. What happens after it closes? Because once it closes, we are now officially in price discovery for XRP. Okay, we are officially in price discovery. What does that mean? That means once we get the close, anything can happen in 5 hours. We might not even close. We might dump 30 billion in 5 hours. I don't know. It's very unlikely. But what happens after the close is traders see that, investors see that, and it's one word: confirmation. Investors, hodlers, traders, people, institutional money, big money. What do they want? They want confirmation. And today is the day they will get confirmation. So once they get confirmation, what happens? Boom, boom, boom. You're going to get a massive explosion, guys. It doesn't mean it's going to happen literally instantly. This is the monthly candle. Keep that in mind, right? So we could actually have a wick all the way back down and sort of retest the previous closes over here, right? So, for example, you can get these wicks, right? So if we look, at some of these examples here, like look at this. This monthly candle, it broke out and it closed above. But the following candle came back down and then it wicked down 50% of this candle. You see what I mean? So it doesn't mean you instantly go up. But what it does do is it gives confirmation and it allows people to sort of, position themselves ahead of what's about to come. So it might flag out for a little while. You know what I mean? Again, it looks like we're in that third wave. Obviously, we're in the third wave. But when are we going to get the fourth wave? That's going to be the big deal. So I didn't even know this, guys. I did not even know that this was about to happen. So this is a monthly close on the market cap. I think the market cap is even more important than the price because it shows the money, right? The price, obviously, Bitcoin has a lot. XRP has inflation, right? I think Ripple unloads 1 billion coins every month, but eventually, the maximum is 100 billion. So I think we're right around that 60 billion mark. So there should be no more XRP in about 3 years. In about 3 years, all of the XRP should be gone. Okay, so that's a big thing we have to understand. All of it's going to be circulating, and that's when you're going to see a lot of explosive moves. So I think this is only the beginning here. You can see very clearly we have a 1, we flag out. We have a 2, right? And then we have a 3, and then we flag out even more. And then now we're going to get a 5. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're waiting for 5, right? So just like what Dogecoin did, it had 5 waves up, and its 5th wave was the biggest wave actually. So let's see if we put on the retracement, how high can this thing go? Well, anywhere between 200 billion and 530 billion to start with. But I think it's going to be a little bit more than that potentially. Now, if we turn on the fib levels, right, you can see the 1618 is sitting at 951 billion. But look at this, guys, 589. I'm sure you've heard of that number. How cool. Everybody thinks it's $5.89. No, it's $589. What if they're both wrong? What if it's neither? What if it's $589 billion in market cap? Okay, which would give a price of about $15 XRP, which would make a lot of sense in my book, right? So maybe that's where the 589 number comes from, because that's kind of the deal here. $589 billion market cap at the 1.47. 47. Well, who is 47? It's Donald Trump, right? I thought that was kind of interesting. 47, Donald Trump. So we'll see. Remember, Brad Garlinghouse met with Donald Trump, and their whole team did back in the summer of 2024. And I believe they met with him another time as well. So who knows what they're talking about? Who knows what type of plans are going on behind the scenes? Maybe Brad might be even an advisor to President Trump, advising him on some of the stuff. Trump has a lot of different advisors, so it's not like a big deal, right? It's just calling up Brad saying, hey, what do you think about this? Because, Trump likes to ask people a lot of questions in regards to what they think, how it should be done. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's what we have today. XRP making history as we speak. So, this is an amazing thing. So let's go back to the price. Okay, and let's zoom in to the 4-hour chart, and you can see very clearly we are rampaging to the upside, right? So it could be, the third waves are a little bit tricky to count, right? It could be 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then 4, and then 5. So 1, 2, all of this is 3. Okay. And then we should get 4 and then 5. Now, it really depends how things react in here. For example, this could be a big flat. We can have 3 down. This could be 3 up. And then we get 3 down. That could be your fourth wave. It's really hard to say until we actually have structure. We don't really have anything because we're just going up, 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 up. We don't see any structure at all except for 3-wave pullback, pump, 3-wave pullback, pump, right? So here's what I'll say. We have right now 1, 2, 3. This looks like it's flagging out for a 4 and then 5. Once we get that 5, maybe 220 here, let's well, I can't really until I have that wave complete, but if we look just at a standard retracement here, you can see right now we're at that 1618. Let me go take this off. Yeah, so we're at the 1618. All right, so, maybe the 2618 at 222 or even 250, right? We could hit 250 today if we really wanted to, because this looks like a 1, 2, 3, and it looks like we're flagging out for a 4 and then a 5. There's no inclination that this thing has topped yet, not even close. Let's zoom in to the 10-minute chart. Okay, so it's moving up correctively. So this tells me it's probably 2 ideas here. Either this is 1, 2, 3, you got an A, right? And then you go 1, 2, 3, then you get a B, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you get a C. So it could be a larger move before we go up, or it could even be bigger than that. For example, this could be 3 down, 3 up, 3 back down, and that whole thing is 3, and then you can get 3 later on, but there's no reason for me to even bring it up because we're totally not there yet. The other idea here is that this is a 3-wave move, it's finished, and then we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're creeping, and then we break out. So those are the 2 options, either A, B, C, or we creep and break out. So this thing's on another level right now, so it wouldn't be surprised either way. If we look a little bit closer here, yeah, we're basically channeling up. Now, when you channel up in a B wave, it's bearish, but just for a little bit, unless of course we can break above this channel, because we can look at it as a correction into the retracement levels, or we can look at it as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it really depends. We're going to have to see what happens here, because you have point A, point B, and point C. You're right in the middle of these retracement levels. So that's going to be a big one. What happens in those levels? Are we going to break even higher? Are we going to pause out for a little bit? I mean, it really can go a few different ways. For example, we can actually come up and break the top and then come back down. It could be a flat, right? It could be a running flat. It could be an expanded flat. You know what I mean? So we just have to wait and see. But so far, it's looking beautiful, and I couldn't be more proud of the XRP price and the XRP community. And you guys are relentless. You know, you stood strong while everyone backed down. You were there while everyone wasn't, right? And even if you weren't, you are here right now. That's what matters. We haven't even begun price discovery yet. And if you're watching this video, you are part of history. And what better way to celebrate than hitting that like button? Do it for XRP. I think this one deserves it, especially, I mean, come on. This is history, guys. This is, look at this. The monthly candle. By the way, the 2-week candle as well is about to happen in tomorrow, right? So that's going to be another big thing, but not as big as this right here, which is the monthly chart, right? So we still have this wick up here. This wick is at about 130 billion, right? So if I put that there, right, that's how close we are to the all-time high in market cap. But that wick doesn't mean really anything. What matters is the close. The close. That's what matters. And basically, this is igniting the cup and handle pattern, right? So the cup and handle, if we look here, if we measure the cup, right? If we measure the cup, I don't know if it's going to be this big. This is very big. This is about $750 billion. If we had $750 billion, you know, from where we are now, let's see what percentage that is. It's not too much. It's about 600%, okay? So if we go back to XRP, by the way, XRP versus Bitcoin is something we need to talk about as well. I don't know how long I want to make this video, because the longer it is, the less people watch it. So I said 600%. So that puts us right about $14. So yeah, that makes complete sense to me, right? XRP versus Bitcoin. You know, I saw Data Dash. I like that guy, Nicholas Merton. He's great. He's a great, smart, but he got it wrong. You know, he said we were in a bear market and the liquidity is drying up and we should not be in. And he got it completely wrong. But that's okay. That's okay. No, we shouldn't fault him for that. But when he comes out and says, well, XRP is one and done, you know, you shouldn't have it because you basically are back at these levels here. Well, I disagree with that. You know, I think we could pull back a little bit, but I think eventually, you know, this thing is, you know, you bounce off the trend line. You bounce off the trend line, right? So this didn't really count because the wave wasn't finished yet, right? It wasn't finished. We essentially, I look at this as a wave 1, and then we have a 3-wave pullback. So now we should go up in a wave 3. And if we don't, it should be at least an A, B, right? We get 3 up, 3 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. We should at least get back to the top here, especially because XRP, see, that's another thing he doesn't understand, and not just him, but many other people. XRP didn't go on a bull run last cycle. So he goes, oh, well, the rallies are getting weaker, so we should expect a weaker rally now. No, because this time is literally different because we are actually going on a real bull run. Last cycle, we didn't break out, right? We only had a retrace. So you can't measure it from that, right? And that was the retrace. So I think this is a 1-2. We're in third. We're going to get a 4 and then a 5. Something like that, right? And it's going to be 3 up, 3 down, 5 up. It's going to be a big ABC. And then once we get up to here, then yeah, it's probably, you know, at that point pretty cooked. You know what I mean? So we also have XRP dominance is at 3.25, right? What if the 589 is 5.8 5.89%. Wouldn't that be interesting? So where's 5.89? I don't think so, because it's going to be, I think it'll be higher than that. Let's see. Yeah, that's close enough. So yeah, it's not too far away. How about XLM? We haven't looked at XLM yet today. I just want to see what the monthly close is going to be here. Wow. So not only we're going to get the monthly close, all this is going to be the highest monthly close in XLM history. There's no other close bigger than it. Okay? This is full on price discovery. We're going to close above that, we're going to close above that, and now look at that. Beautiful. And XLM is the same thing as XRP, except it could be a lot bigger in some regards, right? So when you look at XRP or XLM, think of it as a 3x position in XRP. Not financial advice. So if you look here, right, you got this W pattern, same thing. You got the cup and handle, right? Same thing, right? So yeah, it's here we go. You know, less than 5 hours to go. We're going to get the biggest monthly close in history. All right. So, but remember, it's not in price. It's not price. It's market cap. But even when we look at the price, you know, we're really, really close. I mean, I'd like to see it get a little bit higher. Let's see. I'm going to put one right there. And then one right here. And then I'm going to zoom into the 4 hour. And there we go. So that's where we are. As long as we close above that first black line, we're in business. We got the highest monthly close in 7 years, okay? So that second black line would be a little bit better. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can pull it off soon. But either way, it's looking really good, right? So when we look at XLM, here's the thing. You know, we got 3 down. We got 3 up. We can easily come back down in 3 and then go up. Okay, so W, X, Y. There's your 3-wave move, right? Or the 3-wave move is finished, 3 waves down, right? And this is a 1, 2, and now we have another 1. We're flagging out for a 2, and we're about to continue higher. So again, how do you know which ones are going to be? You really don't. You got to track the small time frames to get an idea of what it's going to be. But essentially, let's look at XLM versus XRP. So this is XLM versus XRP, and you can see it's gaining on XRP, right? So if we go to let's go to the weekly chart, and let's kind of look. So basically, it's like an oscillator. You know what I mean? It stays in the same realm. And right now, we know we were pretty oversold. We came right back up. So it's probably just kind of maybe do something like that, or even come up here and then come down, right? But essentially it should be, it's kind of like the gold to silver ratio. It kind of just fluctuates, you know. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin here, and let's go to the monthly candle, because this is also going to close. Obviously we know it's going to be the highest monthly candle in Bitcoin history, and this is going to be the first monthly candle that is in price discovery, right? Obviously that's following this correction, right? So this is the first monthly candle in Bitcoin's history, you know, aside from this correction. So now, yeah, it looks great. Nothing unusual there. But if we zoom in, you know, we have a couple different things going on here. So either this is 3 down, we're going to get 3 up, and then we're going to come back down and do something like this, just like the fractal, right? Remember the fractal I shared? So here's the fractal right here, right? And if you look at the current price, it looks very, very similar. You know, this is not an updated chart, but this is an old chart, but it's the same thing, right? So essentially, what happened is we dumped, we came back up, we pulled back, and then we consolidated, and then we ripped. Okay, so take a mental screenshot of that. Now look at this. Here we are today, and the retracement is a lot bigger, but what we can see here is a little bit of a pullback, some consolidation, and then a breakout. So that's if according to the fractal, that's what we should see. If it's not that, then we could see a regular ABC and then go, or we could see a three-way move down, a 1-2, 1-2, and then we're going to creep, 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 and then break. So either way, I think we're looking pretty good for Bitcoin. So we got crypto prices up. It's a good thing too because it's coming. Christmas is coming, and we just had Black Friday, soon to become Cyber Monday. What are you guys buying this Black Friday? I'm going to show you what I bought. So I love RC cars, Traxxas. They have a holiday sale right now. These things are so awesome, man. These are the state-of-the-art RC cars. I mean, they go up to 60, 70 miles an hour. You can launch them off a roof. I mean, they're so fun, especially if you have kids. It's a great bonding experience, or even just hanging out with friends. I mean, right now they got $250 off, so I'm taking advantage of it. I already have a couple of them. Be careful because it's an addiction. But here you go. I mean, they're pretty expensive, but you know they're actually on sale right now. But there's a lot of technology in these things, and they're basically indestructible to some extent. I actually went with the XRT. I think it's huge. These aren't little cars. These are massive cars, man. They're huge. But if I can recommend a beginner one, it would probably be this one here, or even this one here, which is the Sledge. So these are the ones that are on sale. But let's just click one here. If we just look at it real, what are you guys interested? I mean, I love RC cars. You know, I build ramps and I freaking launch these things like 30, 40 feet in the air. And, you know, you can do tricks, you can do flips, you can do, you know, we race them. There's a track like a mile away from my house and we go to the track. I mean, I live in the desert, so it's fun for me. But what is your hobby? Do you guys like BMX? Do you like dirt bike riding? I mean, that's my thing. Dirt bike riding is my number one hobby. I haven't done it in a while, but I've been so busy. But what do you guys like? I mean, is it snowboarding? Is it football? I mean, I was in football in high school, and I broke my right wrist, so I didn't really get to play too much. But when I did, it was pretty fun. I love I love weightlifting. But what are you guys interested in? I mean, what are your hobbies? What are you passionate about? What do you like to do? I would love to know. But anyways, if you're thinking about buying one of these things, I mean, I know they're expensive, but you can get a really solid one. You know, here's some of them here. This one's 160. And no, I'm not sponsored by Traxxas. I just like them. You know, here's all the cars. I mean, that one's cool. Just kind of scrolling through. I mean, that one's really cool. You got these buggies, $200 there. If I can recommend anything for a beginner, something very, very fun, I'm going to show you exactly which one it's going to be. It's going to be this one right. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? It's going to be, if I can find it. Wow, look at they have drift cars if you like drifting, right? I mean, I think that's pretty cool. It's going to be this one right here. I own this one, and it is so fast and it's so fun. You'll have a blast with it. I mean, it's super cool. It's $400, but I think it's worth every penny, to be honest. Or even this one here, the Slash, the VXL. Those are my two favorites. But I mean, they got a lot of them. It just all depends on your style. So, yeah, I mean, look at that one. That's cool. A 1979 Bronco. Look at that one. Live in the snow. Then they got the Ultimate. Yeah, man, I could spend days. This is the one I own too. It's called the Max. It's 570, goes 60 miles an hour. It's a monster truck, so it's really cool. I mean, this is once you play with one, it's like, oh, you know, RC cars, that's for little kids. No, it isn't. Trust me, it's not for little kids. This thing is like it's amazing. I don't know how to explain it. And it really, like, you know, because I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm trading for a living. I don't work. I trade. You know, that's how I make my money, right? So I have to win or I don't eat. You know what I mean? Look at this one, guys. 100 miles an hour. This is the fastest RC car in the world. That's out of the box. You know what I mean? It's pretty expensive, but you know, again, it's technology. So, you know, when I'm trading all day, I got to get up, I got to get moving. So I need to exercise, I need to eat healthy, and I need to blow off some steam. And this is one way I can do that because my backyard is all dirt, and I built a little track back there. I got some jumps, you know what I mean. So we just hang out and play a little bit. But anyway, that's the one I bought, $200 off, and I think it actually comes today. And I got the blue one, right? So, anyways, that'll do it for this video. XRP highest monthly close in history for the market cap. Now that I got some spending money, I don't feel so guilty when I buy something. You know what I mean? And thank God it happened before Christmas, because, you know, you got to buy people gifts, and that's the whole thing, right? And you don't want to eat into your sort of, your savings, but, you know, profit is profit. And I don't mind spending my profit, but, so... Anyways, what are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? I'd love to know. A lot of my friends too like the RC planes. So if you're into that stuff, flying the planes, I've never done that because I'm always afraid I'm gonna break it. Like if I don't land it right, or if a wind blows it, you know what I mean? I'd be so terrified I'd break the thing. But if there's one guy on YouTube, his name is Kevin. Just type in RC car Kevin, and his videos will pop up. He's from British. He's high energy, but he's cool, and he works on them. He launches them. They actually take them to the skate park. You know, those massive half pipes, those big skate park jumps, and they drop them in the half pipe, and they freaking launch them like 50 feet in the air, and it's so cool. But anyways, I've said enough. And remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. I'm just giving you guys an XRP update, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.